So this is one of the roads that goes over the top of Grey Mountain, and it's not an old road, but it's certainly a road that has been here for probably 100 years. And we've got a couple roads that run basically along the whole top of the mountain, and all the woodlots from Falmouth, they all come up and they tee onto all these things. And then about halfway down the mountain, there's another road called the York Road, and it does the same thing. It runs all the way across. And what the farmers would do, they all had dike land, they all had upland, and they all had woodland. And the farmers would work out deals with the other farmers, and they would come up either onto this road here or the York Road when they're hauling their firewood and stuff out throughout the winter. So anyway, John's with me today, and we drove up over into the outer settlement, across the Davison Lake, and then we cut across, and I think it's just Bruce bough right in my face. Then we cut across to the Grey Mountain, and went down into the Grey Place, and now we're heading back home. And we're going to call today. We haven't done anything much but just ride around on the bikes today. So anyway, I was asked there yesterday, why do I look at basements? And when we're trying to figure out what road's the oldest road and match things up, basements are really interesting. And then you try to figure out, okay, how did those people, where did they travel? How did they get to where they were? Because these basements are right in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. So I always line up basements, old graveyards, and places where they cross streams. So every time I come to a stream, if there's a bridge or something in place, I'll go downstream and I'll go upstream. And normally I'll find 3 different places over the years where they cross that particular brook. You know, from day one they would forge their way through, and then they would build some type of bridge and get across. And then like around the 50s, then that's when we started building much better quality bridges. So, and then once I find it where they traveled and where they crossed the streams, then I could start walking back, and I find the old roads that were traveled. And the British roads, they kind of stand out because they really took a lot of time. They had a lot of men to work the roads, and so you'll see lots of places where they dig out on the high side and they level the road out. They put good solid ditches, and their roads are reasonably straight from point A to point B. The native trails, which eventually turned into Acadian trails, lots of times you'll see them, they'll wind in and around and up and down, and they'll follow the streams, and then they that's their route. So that's how I normally tell, native trails from Acadian trails. And then the maps always help out, old white man trail, all that on the old maps. So anyway, we're going to keep cruising.